A challenge for today, and it is let's see, what did I say? 20. Yes, right. Triple S Veda, which stands for vlogging every day in vlogging every day in August. And I actually have the house to myself tonight. I don't know why this is. There we go. Get rid of that. And so I have the house to myself. My wife is out of town. My children are all kind of scattered. All that. But tonight was talking about stress. One of the topics was how we relax and things like that. But the issue then is, well, why should we relax, right? We live in a stressed out world. We live in a world that's constantly putting pressure on us. And there has to be time where we need to wind it down. We need to wind down what's going on in here, and sometimes we need to wind down what's going on in here. So for those of you that are in here right now, talking about stress, what would you say, if you give me a number between 1 and 10, what would you tell me your stress level is right now? If you just kind of poke in there, put a little thing in there, my Periscope peeps. And by the way, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please go ahead and tell me, what is your stress level right now? And tell me, just give me a number between 1 and 10. Tell me what your stress level is. And then I'm going to get into what I do to relax a little bit. And let me say this. Early on, and for those that don't know, I'm a youth pastor, and every job is stressful in its own way. It doesn't matter whether you work in a church or you work in a corporate business office or whether you work at a fast food restaurant. Everything can be stressful. Every job can be stressful. And so for me, when you're working in that, it's, for me, families, parents, teenagers have problems, your own kids have problems, your family has problems, all that kind of good stuff. And early on in my career, I did not take my day off. I literally worked on my day off. I just wanted to work all the time. And that just became, I was driven. I was constantly trying to get the edge. I was trying, and that's normal, right? When you're young, you want to do that. Some of you maybe have done that. And for me, it was a matter of just grinding it out. I just wanted to grind it out, and that's how I relaxed. Well, that eventually caught up to me because I could not sustain. It just was not a sustainable life to work on my day off and go into the office and deal with issues and things like that. Eventually, I had to figure out a way to relax. So let me take you guys around. I'm in my what is officially now my man cave, because my son took off for Florida today to do an internship in Florida, and so I'm not stressed about that. I'm feeling pretty good about that. My daughter and wife are in Florida, and they're at a wedding, and all that kind of good stuff. So what do I do then? So let's just talk a little bit about what I do, and then you guys tell me a little bit about what you guys do to kind of de-stress your life. And I'm going to take you over here real quick. One of the things I do, obviously you have seen me, let me kind of focus around here. I'm going to go this way. Lately I've been, let me see, maybe I'll put on a little music tonight. What I like to do is I like to come down into my little man cave here, get my little record player going. Then we're going to play a little Bad Company maybe. See what's going on there. A little Bad Company. Recently got some records. If you didn't catch my 80s... You didn't catch my 80s gig the other night. I went through a bunch of 80s albums I had purchased at the flea market. There we go. So, I get a little... this is just my place to kind of come in and hang out and do some stuff. Well, so what am I doing down here? Well, I can do a lot of things. First of all, let me just come over here. I have a ton... See behind me here. There's a ton of books. I like to just sit and read. For me, that is a de-stressor immediately. I used to read to... feel like I had to always educate myself, not for enjoyment, but I'm at a place right now where I am reading books simply for my enjoyment, just for my own soul. A lot of pastors and people read the Bible or read stuff to do their job, right? To say, look, I'm just going to read the Bible to preach a message, or I'm going to read this book on economics because I have to do better business. And very few times do we get books that we read because we enjoy reading it. And we just read it for ourselves, just for our own personal thing. Yeah, company. Sorry, I'm going to break into song here just a little bit as the song plays. But anyway, I got all these books back here, and that's what I like. That's one thing I like to do. Come down here, put on some music, chill out, and do that. Now let me take you over here to another area. Well, let me come back over here real quick. I have a bunch of board games down here. Let me kind of flick on here. I'm going to reverse this for just a second here. And that's another thing I like to do. I like to break out the board games when I have people over. Munchkin over there, one of my favorites over there, right over there. It's a great card game if you're ever interested in card games. Is I go ahead and break out and just be in community. Sometimes you have to get with people and break down the stress with other people. So as other people are stressed out. So it's like misery loves company. Well, I'm telling you what, for me, when I'm with other people enjoying an activity, my stress level comes down, right? Because I feel like I'm communicating with people. Now, let me tell you, I'm going to sit down at my little table here. Another thing I like to do for my own, my own peace of mind is I will sit down here and I like painting models. I like board gaming, but I also like what's called tabletop gaming, which, games like Warhammer 40K or other skirmish battle types games, which is kind of like chess on a big scale. So let me just show you what I am looking at here. And this is where I have things that I am painting. I got little figures here. You see these here? I got these little sprues here, these little boxes of things. I bought this little box here of Apocalypse Survivor models. Okay? And so I do a little painting. You kind of see my table there. I'm putting together some models. You see those little Apocalypse models there that I have that I'm putting together. Of course, I have an assortment of paints that I use, and brushes and whatnot, and glue, and all kinds of stuff there. And so I sit at my little table and listen to music and just chilling. Or maybe I'll sit here with my computer and I'll just, zone out for a little while because I just need... Sometimes, another thing that works for me stress-wise too, that works. That's a relaxing thing. But sometimes doing physical labor, going out and mow the lawn if I have to, or just something where I'm using, where I'm sweating a little bit. Maybe it's just going out for a walk, or maybe it's walking the trail, or, down the street, or whatever that is. And so... that's just me. That's kind of what I do, and I enjoy. Let me just show you another thing. Go over here. Let me turn these lights on real quick. I just set this up because we're going to be doing some gaming here in my son's room. And so I have just set up the table for that. Things out there, little armies and whatnot. Think of it this way. It's like League of Legends, but in real life. Okay? Figure it that way if anybody plays League of Legends. So anyway... I am just chilling here. Let me go back to this. How many of you, just give me between a 1 and a 10, what would you say your stress level is? Anybody? Can you tell me what your stress level is right now? You can put in there between a 1 and a 10. What's that? You're at a 7. Wow, 7. That's pretty high. And I don't know why you have a 7, man, but you know what? I understand. It can get high. If we don't take our day off, if we don't find a way to relax, if we don't find a place to get in community, if we don't find a place to share our burdens with people, then I'll tell you what, our stress level is just going to go up because there's external stresses, right? The things that we hear from our boss, the things we hear from other people, the things we hear from our own family, those are all external, but also internally there's stress going on because we're stressing ourselves out because we're not achieving enough, we're not good enough, we're wondering about our future, we're wondering about whether I'm going to make it or whether I can get a pay raise, and we stress ourselves out. And so the last thing I do, and it's probably the most important thing, is that I have some prayer time. And I just take my junk and I lay it before the feet of Jesus and I say, hey, Lord, I can't handle this today. You and me, there's some days I need you to help me with it, and there's some days I just need you to deal with it. And so I just have a put on some worship music, and I just have me a little come to Jesus time, and I get that stress off of me because I know that it's going to be harmful. That stress will hurt you. Stress increases the opportunity for disease, for heart problems and heart issues. My blood pressure, by the way, when I go to the doctor and they take my blood pressure, it is always normal. I don't have any blockages, anything like that, and they're always impressed with that. I'm like, well, you know what? I have a good prayer life. That's what I don't stress myself out with stuff. I don't sweat the small stuff, and the stuff that I can handle, I try to handle. The things I can't handle, I try to work that out. So, but anyway, that's just a little bit of time here of how I relax, how I deal with my stress. What are some things you guys like to do? Is there anything you guys want to share of ways that how do we get that 7 down, by the way? That's the question here. What do you do to get that 7 to a 4 or that 7 to a 2? Anybody want to share real quick? What do you like to do? What do you like to do to get your stress down? Give me some suggestions that have worked for you that may work for me. I mean, I've kind of found my little niche and found my little area, but I'm always open to new suggestions. Anybody? Any suggestions at all? Help me get my stress level down? I'm not a stressed out guy anyway. I try not to be anyway. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at it. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for hanging with me for a little while. If you're, once again, watching this on my YouTube channel, only 10 days left, by the way, of this challenge, and I have done it every day. I'm very proud of myself for the Triple S Veda Challenge, vlogging every day in August, and I hope that you're getting to know me. I would like to get to know more about you, so leave me some comments down below how you like to deal with your stress, and maybe I'll take up some suggestions as well, see what happens. So, anyway, guys, thanks for joining me for a little bit tonight. If you're brand spanking new watching this, and you're watching this on my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button right there, and that will get videos like this in your inbox. If you are a regular watching this, thank you so much for hanging and just being a part of this community. I hope that you're getting to know me, and I would love to get to know you more. And you here on Periscope, thanks for hanging with me. Some of you guys have been here maybe half my Periscopes I've been doing on with my vlogging challenge, and I thank you guys for coming in and supporting me. That's also, you know, that social media will stress you out, by the way. Sometimes you gotta block people. Let me make that as a final recommendation here. If social media stresses you out, if you don't like watching that, something I've done is I've had to block people in the church. I've had to block people in the church. What is it? Yeah, sorry, you're a little bit late. I'm sorry, but you can watch the replay if you want to deal with your stress and deal with your stuff. I try to throw a couple things out there about how I like to relax, and like how I like to do things to do that. But you can watch the replay. But anyway, thanks guys for just hanging with me for a little while and being a part of this little Periscope. I'm trying to, you know, this is very much like a teenager. I'm trying on new faces. Normally, I just talk about straight up youth work or working with teenagers and things like that. And this has been a very good break for me to talk about other things and just be normal and be natural and not feel like the camera's on me, just kind of where I just got to talk about, where I feel like I have to talk about something. But stress is very important. Stress is something that all youth pastors deal with and people in general deal with. And if you can find ways to get it down, but let me tell you what I encourage you. Number one, take your day off. Always take your day off. Number two, find a hobby. Find something you like to do. Number three, be in community with other people and share your burden with other people and do that. Number four, do some exercise. Take a break from your workstation or wherever you're at and go out and take a walk. A little sweat will get some of that, lower your heart rate, or speed your heart rate up, but it will lower your blood pressure a little bit. And sweat it out a little bit. And then finally, find some time to meditate, find some time to pray, find some time to be quiet. You know, if you're a Christian, then of course, you know, you can go to the Lord in prayer. And that's what I do. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for hanging with me for a little while on Periscope tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. And until tomorrow night, I will see you then. But until then, I hope you guys have a fantastic evening, and I hope that you're not stressed out. So, you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.